Well, we're heading for this long weekend when it comes to South African holidays of the 15th, 16th. That is the long weekend here. And of course, it is a build-up and into Christmas, which will be a week later. But it's Thursday, the 14th of December, where we race at the Vaal. We're on the classic track. And let's have a look at what is it on the betting menu. Well, there's 8 races carded. So what that means is that exotics will all begin in race number 1, which will be the bar pot. And then the big one will be race number 3 at 13:30, which will be the pick 6. Well, before we get into race number 1, which is a work riders maiden plate for fillies and mares over 1,000 meters, let's welcome Alistair Cohen onto the show. And just not a post-mortem, but having a look at the results on the meeting that I did preview with Alistair for the Tuesday. I think we'll take that, Alistair. There were some fair results that went the punter's way.
Yeah, good morning, Dees. Good morning to all the viewers. Tuesday at Turffontein turned out all right. I'll tell you what, even though we got 4-1 our return on the jackpot that I tipped, I'm annoyed with the way that I tipped it because I kicked for touch in a few races where I didn't need to after your confidence with beating Wings. That was a complete misstep. And then likewise, Tegan's Champ and Wazak, 2 horses that I know are really progressive and promising 3-year-olds. I probably didn't need to end up going with 6 runners or whatever I did in that final race. So even though it turned out to be a winning day, results all went according to plan. The Dawson first timer won with obviously the report back that he was showing good work back at home. A couple of other supported horses ended up winning. So take the wins with both hands, obviously, but it's one of those days where you turn around and say, could have done better, probably should have done better, but at least it's a winning day.
Yeah, to you, the valued racing fan, as Alistair mentioned, on behalf of the entire team at Gallop TV, warm welcome to this preview show. Well, race number 1 begins at 12:20. It's over 1,000 meters. I mentioned it's a work riders maiden for fillies and mares. At the time of recording, take note of your scratchings, etc. We have it as a declaration that apprentice Trent Mayu won't be riding at this race meeting, so have a look out for his replacement rides. But the work riders race in race number 1, I got an update here on number 6, Someday Maybe. Finished 5th, 5 lengths behind Sugar Sweet, and number 8 was well back, 18 lengths in the same race. Horses in single figures, Alistair, at the time of recording, number 2 at 8-1. We got an even money shot here in number 7, Blup Blup, and then it is 3-1, number 10, Sahara Dawn. Well, Sahara Dawn was well beaten first time out. That was, close to 8 lengths behind a fair sort in Just Be Lacquer, and been rested after that run, so fitness will be the question mark. But when it comes to David Neverhessen's runner, although off for 3 months, possibly the right filly in the race?
Well, it's an absolute 2-horse race, Dees. I'm going to go with number 7, Blup Blup, as my top choice, and Artie Fanny takes you out for David Neverhessen. I'll tell you what's not bothering me, but what I found a little bit strange. Anati Fanny is Mike de Kock's main work rider, but the point I'm getting to is that Anati Fanny is at Randjiesfontein every single day riding work. And if I saw Fanny riding for Tarry, being a Randjiesfontein trainer, I'd say, all right, that's fair. He's obviously sat on the horse, he's got the ride, they'll know each other. I'm sure Anati throws a leg on some Tarry horses. And Sam was here as a Turffontein every single day, and he's riding for a Randjiesfontein trainer. So again, if I saw Messiah riding for Nevenhazen, you'd be able to put the pieces together. But here's Fanny riding for a Turffontein trainer, Messiah riding for a Randjiesfontein trainer, although Messiah's had good success with Tarry over the years. I think the winner comes from one of them. They both come off rest. Blup Blup, a lesser rest. What interests me more about number 10, Sahara Dawn, the horse who ran second to Just Be Lacquer, was Bavarian Beauty. She's subsequently a Grade 1 winner, and she's running in the Grade 2 Mike de Kock Ipi Tombi challenge on Sunday at Turffontein. So I'd venture to say that form line's a lot stronger. She's also related to a very talented horse in the form of Matador Man, who ran the Hollywoodbets Durbanville plus minus 5 years ago. I'm going to take a stab at number 10, Sahara Dawn. We'll have number 7, Blup Blup on the ropes. But in the bar pot, I think you can bank one or the other. I think it's a nice exacta to get the day started. I don't see too many troubles. Bossy Boots beaten by Lady Crusade last time. She needs to confirm that run despite the yard being in wildly good form. And there's nothing else that makes any appeal here. So 7 and 10, winner comes from one of them. Boxed exacta, move on.
Yeah, boxed exacta. I think you'll get better than even money on number 7, Blup Blup. But we'll see if that price drifts out or shortens come race time. And Alistair hoping for a form result there in the bar pot, which is race number 1. Race number 2, place accumulator, 1,000 meters, 12:55. Time of recording, number 1, Bob at 5-2. 2, Inner Fix at 9-2. Number 8 at 7-1. And then I want to ask Alistair about the pricing up of this filly at 17-10 against the boys. And Pelesanem Kholi and Paul Matchett, we know how good they've been at it from the beginning of the season. And she's just been given 9 days from her last start to run again, number 9. And can she do it against the boys? Yeah, the price, Alistair, when I took down the betting, I said 17-10. I don't know if the market got it right here. Maybe the guys can wait race time and get a better price if they want to go for number 9, Glawari.
D's, for me, there's no 17-10 shot in this race. I do not like this race one bit. So my suggested bet is the pick 6, but you would know that I'd initially default to the bar pot or place accumulator on a card like this. But the reason why I haven't is because I am uneasy about this race. And the fact that Glawari 17-10 is bothering me. I give 1 Bob a chance. I give 2 Inner Fix a chance. I don't know what to make of number 3 Sovereign's Call dropping in distance. Maybe it looks like the reset button's been pushed after a break and first run as a gelding. So although I think he's got a couple of wins in him, I kick for touch with him over 1,000 meters. A 6 prize platinum's interestingly bred, so it wouldn't surprise me to see him do something. I know 7 Statesman underachieved badly for Johan Janssen van Vuren, and I know they think a lot more than what he's shown, but I think he's got a couple of issues, and Henny Grayling takes it right. So there's just too many bombs in this race for me to say, right, that's the way to go. I think you'll need to load up in the first leg of the pick 6 and second leg of the bar pot. You only got 10 runners to get your way through. You have an opportunity in the PA to watch the market and watch them go down to the start. I had to push. My first choice would be number 2, Inner Fix, because he's drawn towards the outside down the straight. I have no idea what happened last time out over 11:60. You might be able to put it down to the fact that it was the second time he stretched past 1,000 meters, and the only times he's fluffed his lines were past 1,000 meters. So going back to the minimum trip might be the catalyst to see the son of Lancaster Bomber come alive. He's also got a high number draw in the Vaal Classic track. That is where you want to be, especially with the rain that's been around for much of the week. So 2 Inner Fix is my top choice. But don't hold me to it, because this race is not pretty for me. There's a lot going on here that I don't like.
9-2, number 2, Inner Fix, the firm choice, or should I say the choice of Alistair Cohen ahead of the favorite at 17-10. But I think you'll do well. If you're playing to beat number 9, Glawari, you are going to lose tickets here in leg 1 of that place accumulator, and it could turn out to be a nice result for you if you get through and you drop number 9, Glawari. But there are 2 sides to the coin, as they say. There'll be guys that say, well, I'll like number 9, Glawari, yeah, and 17-10, I'll take that. Pick 6 time, race number 3, 13:30 over 1,450 meters. How are they betting here in the pick 6? Well, number 4, D-Day, is at 8-1. We got a first timer from the Brett Crawford stable, number 6 at 6-1, number 7 at 8-1, and even money shot here in number 9, More Than All, even money. And then number 12 at 7-1. I think I'll kick things off here because I basically know the form line of number 9, More Than All, who debuted at Hollywoodbets Scottsville as a juvenile towards the latter end, or should I say towards the end of last season on the 26th of July, and was beaten 3 lengths, finishing 5th behind Mountains of the Moon. Of course, Mountains of the Moon is trained by Robbie Hill, and although that form line hasn't held up with regards to direct winners, Mountains of the Moon has since come out to be a subsequent winner, and is a horse that I know, chatting to both Serena Moodley and Robbie Hill, that they think will possibly go on and win a few for the connections, Mountains of the Moon. But this runner will be having her first start for trainer Tony Peter, been off since the 26th of July. But the fixed odds betting market now, Alistair Cohen, are taking no chances here. They're giving you no room at even money.
jockeys again. I don't like this race, but this is my line of thinking for tipping a pick 6 as my suggested bet, because I believe if I catch the bar pot, place accumulator, or jackpot, I'm going to catch the pick 6. So am I 10 out of 10 confident? The answer is no, but with a bit of luck on our side, I think we could easily shoot for the stars. So basically, I'm going to rather try and give the punters something to cling on in a dividend that's going to pay an absolute rocket, because all the exotics are going to pay rockets. So I'm going against the grain here. I've got 3 horses. 2 of them are easy to make a case for. The other one is completely left field that I'm going to surprise you with. My top choice is number 9, More Than All. You talk about Mountains of the Moon. She's a half sister to that champion owned by Alistair Cohen called Banner Bridge, who's a 6-time winner. Sure. So that fills me with a little bit of hope, even though the direct form line, not pretty. As you say, Mountains of the Moon's won a couple since under Serena Moodley, and I think there are a couple more in the tank, especially on the poly, where Banner Bridge is 2 wins and a couple of places from 4 starts. So first run for Tony Peter, there was a touch of money for More Than All first time out. It was a pleasing run, enough to say keep an eye on More Than All. Wherever she goes next time, she'll be a contender. So if not in need of the run, and we know how Tony Peter can get them ready after a break in first run for the yard, I think number 9, More Than All, deserves her place at the top of the board. Even money potentially a bit skinny, but if I'm going to make a case for her as my top choice, then even money is the price we have to take. Dangers, number 12, Sylvan Lady, desperately needed that last run. It might look poor, it probably was poor, but Vitblitz has come out and won. Courageous has come out and won from that form line. Vitblitz has won twice. Courageous has won. Heart Peaks has won out of that form. Any improvement from that run will make her threaten this race. Number 12, Sylvan Lady. The mother was trained by Candice Dawson. She was a Yellowwood handicap winner. So I think she'll be better with the first run after a break under the belt. Am I complete left field horse? You might think this is a typo. It's not. I think number 2, Kiss of Fire, can run into the money. I don't know why I put her into the pick 6 with that comment, because if I'm honest, it'll blow me away if she beat More Than All and Sylvan Lady. But I think there'll be some improvement to come from this horse, Kiss of Fire. She had absolutely when I say no luck, she was guarded towards the inside all by herself on debut, and that would have been treated like a grass gallop the way that the race unfolded for her. And I also, Philip Loverskakling is not one to get them rolling first time out. He might not even be one to get them rolling second time out. But out of that form, Beating Wings, I think, won in style last time. Next time, there's something about it. Beating Wings ran 4.5 lengths, the Spirited Girl. Empress of Normandy was not far in front of Kiss of Fire, and Empress of Normandy nearly won on World Sports Betting Grand Heritage Day on Saturday. So winning's a stretch for number 2, Kiss of Fire, but there's my trifecta and quartet chance, and I just thought, well, I think the exotics are going to pay handsomely. Why not look at a 50 Rand dividend off the one leg? I'm going to put her in anyway.
And if number 2, Kiss of Fire, will have to win this, and you're listening to this preview, well, you are going to have to make a plan to send Mr. Cohen a Christmas box, because that will be the result of the race meeting, maybe the results of the month, could even be the results of the year, if you're going to go on and catch this pick 6, because this will be, I think, I'm looking at the balance of the runners. Yes, there are horses like number 5 that, will be a big price. Number 8 will be a big price. So will number 11. But this will be a massive result if number 2, Kiss of Fires, come through to win 2, 9, and 12. And we speak about structure on a daily basis and how you get things right. If that has to work out in race number 3, we won't say give the man a bells. We'll say give the man a samosa. Okay, race number 4, it is jackpot 1 over 1,450 meters. It is a maiden plate. And how are they betting here? Race number 4. Well, number 4 is at 4-1. Number 7 is at 13-10. 8 is card scratching. 9 is not a scratching yet on the official website, but we know that Storm Brasco trotted up, won by many lengths, I think around 8 lengths on Tuesday with the replacement rider that was Craig Zaki. That will be out, so 8 and 10 are out there. And now it is Oklahoma Twister at 13-10. Is this a banker, or do we run for cover here?
I initially had 3 horses, one of them being number 10, Storm Brasco. So now I'm going to retain 3 horses, and my backup's going to be the stable companion to Storm Brasco, number 11, Lady Greensleeves. 13 to 10 about Oklahoma Twister. I don't know, Dees. I don't know at all. The draw's obviously in his favour. The good improvement from run 1 to run 2 is in his favour. He stayed on very nicely. Obviously learnt a lot from his first start behind Edward Rye, who came out and won again. Sure, but 13 to 10 is a little bit skinny for me. So my backup horses. This is not a pretty race, these. 4 Blackberry Breeze, first run for the yard. Last form line working out very nicely. Jury's out franking his own form. Second was 20 Drachmas. Was unlucky the next time up. Probably could have really got into the picture. Still a maiden. The horse Thomas Rainwater out of that race is still a maiden that ran below expectations. This is also a very, very trappy race. I think it's probably easier to eliminate horses from winning this race. Unlike a race earlier, like with my horse Kiss of Fire, I think in this race you just cannot make a case for more than half of the field with the runs that they bring in. Maybe number 1, Master TikTok, is one horse that I've left out of the pick 6 that deserves a little bit more attention. But the market's going to change dramatically with it scratching at number 10, Storm Brasco. 4, 7, and 11 are my selections. I'm going to have to default to number 7, Oklahoma Twister. But am I having a bet at 13 to 10? The answer to that is an overwhelming no, unfortunately.
What I'm going to say is I'm glad you touched on the market will change dramatically, because this betting that I've just read out, and you mentioned 13 to 10, was when Storm Brasco was still in the race. That was priced up at 15 to 10. So I actually think that's going to be shorter than that now, Alistair. So just...
going to go odds on. I mean, that's even shorter. I mean, is the field this moderate? It might well be, but I don't know if I'd still... it'll take people a lot of convincing to take anything under 2 to 1 about number 7 Oklahoma Twister, and obviously he's going to start shorter than the price that he's currently quoted.
Yeah, when you start saying 2 to 1 for a horse that will possibly be in the red after the adjustments, with 10 being a scratching, then it tells you what you think of the way they priced up and of the field here. So race number 4, a tricky second leg of the pick 6, and a very competitive start to Jackpot 1. Race number 5 is over 2,000 meters, merit weighted 84 handicap. And in this race, the scratchings of 4 and 6, the betting taken down after the scratching. Number 1 at 2 to 1, number 2 at 6 to 1, 3 at 7 to 2, 5 at 7 to 2, 7 at 7 to 2. That's how tight they got them here. And 9 at 7 to 1. If I had to pick an outright choice, it's going to be number 7, Viva Brazil, but it'll take some type of confidence from you for me to possibly go and banker the individual, because when I pulled out that form line behind Little Prince, I mean, that won't give you any confidence at all.
Absolutely not, Dees. I mean, I've got the form line right in front of me. Rosie Lemon finished just in front of Viva Brazil. She ran second. That was at MR74 level. Rosie Lemon was ridden by Richard Ferree, and she's a 67. So that is a little bit of worry about Viva Brazil and the form that he brings into the picture. So I've narrowed this down to 3 horses. 2 of them that I'm more keen on than the third, but the only reason why I've got number 5, Poor Little Rich Girl, into the play is but she won her first start in Joburg in good style. She had a lightweight. She's been given a fair enough penalty. If she doesn't run flat second on after arrest, she could very well back it up. I think all in all, Jet Dynasty and Viva Brazil, pound for pound, are better horses than number 5, Poor Little Rich Girl. But she might just be above the handicapper in Joburg. So that's why I've included her in the pick 6, despite liking 1 Jet Dynasty and 7 Viva Brazil more. Jet Dynasty is a very hard horse to watch. He doesn't travel in his races. He's looking for a distance that we probably don't have in South Africa, but he grinds it out. He gets going. Calvin Habib will earn his riding fee for all 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes of this race. So he's going to have to ride him in the way that Gavin Larena has ridden him in the past. I think that he obviously needs a certain type of ride. So number one, Jet Dynasty, on the back of his last win on Betway Summer Cup Day, third run after a rest, and with an extra 200 metres running at the Vaal compared to the Turfentine Standside track, my vote's going to be for him. But they might make him carry his weight here. So one, Jet Dynasty, top choice. Second choice, number 7, Viva Brazil, because I think he's upwardly mobile and a light weight and a good draw. It won't take much for him to step forward with the fact that he's lightly raced and the profile that he brings in. And then, as mentioned, number 5, Poor Little Ridgecall. With regard to number 3, Scarlet Pimpernel, I expect him to run closer to Jet Dynasty this time. But I've spoken to Adam Azzi about Scarlet Pimpernel. He bemoans the fact that this horse is rated 97. I know he won his penultimate start under Cabello Mazzaniani. That was his first run over 2,000 metres, beating American Grayson. This is a similar type of race. He's obviously got more weight to carry. I think I think he'll run a much, much better race, but for me, he's not got enough weight to play with to turn it around with number 1, Jet Dynasty.
1, 5, and 7 are the numbers here for Alistair Cohen. But, when I look at these two scratchings and listening to Alistair Cohen, I think if the budget does allow and you're not in the camp with these runners, then it does look to be a race where you could possibly include the field here, because you just got, 7 runners that go to post. So the rule is, if you can't narrow it down to 3, then you're going to have to include the field. But Alistair Cohen has managed to do that for us. Numbers 1, 5, and 7. Race number 6, 1,200 meters, merits weighted 84 handicap. The betting here, number 1, Esquivel at 4-1. 2, Second Brett at 8-1. We're still waiting some of the replacements for Trent Mayo at the time of recording. Number 3 at 8-1, 4 at 7-2, 5 at 5-1. Then we got 7 at 7-1. There's no jockey declared on number 9, Kalahari Blue, at the time of recording and in the race card. That is at 6-1, and it is double figures, the balance. Yeah, this race, Alistair, if I have to say place accumulator, I'll possibly take a chance with this horse, Siberian Steel, as a banker in my place accumulator, because I like the form that he's in and the fact that, this Esquivel form, Esquivel, wow, what a win with that type of weight last time out. But we did touch on it, Alistair. We made a clear note of it that whilst he was carrying 63.5 kgs on his back, when you had the look, the way the weights were structured, and it's just top weight versus bottom weight, there wasn't really much in it between that field.
Yeah, and just a point that I'd like to raise on that note, now that you jog my memory, I don't know, I have to speak to a guy like Justin Famark, who's in the office next door, whether in the future it would be worth raising the status of the race. For example, when you get a spread of weights, when you get a horse carrying 63 and bottom weights is 58 or whatever it was in that case, if it wouldn't be worth raising the status of the race to an MR 87 handicap, because that would just probably have punters feeling a little bit easier about the state of the race. But again, it's all relative. I mean, do you really need to do that? Are you allowed to do that? I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, be that as it may, D's, I'm multiplying my big 6 perm by 10 in this race because I'm going field. I've got a banker in the next leg because I have to set up my stall somewhere. This is very, very tricky. Esquivel, for me, the most annoying horse in racing, because as you know, I did the show with you on the 10th of August. I was all in on him being the value bets on the day. I knew that a turn of form was coming, and he fluffed his lines, and since then he's resurgence and he's shot the lights out. The handicap is going to catch up with him one day. He's now a 91. Do I think he's a 91? No. I think the handicapper may have caught up with him, but while he's winning, there's no reason to rule him out. 2 Second Breath, filly against Boys, but draw 1 makes her threat. 3 Dreamlands just lost his way slightly, but I think he's got more ability than what he's showing. 4 Siberian Steel, 2 kilos better off with Esquivel for a length beating. So on that margin, number 4 Siberian Steel, my tentative first selection. 5 Meteoric, she's in good form at the moment. Big penalty. I don't think she's a 79, but much like Esquivel, while she's winning, you'd be foolhardy just to say, well, no more. Number 6, Back to Basics, one of my favorites. He's done me a few favors along the way, so I'll never leave him out. 7 Twice the Storm, very interesting for me. What price is he? 7-1. That could be the horse on the race here, Dees. I loved his penultimate start when he stayed on strongly behind Cornwall. And then last time behind Edward Rye was also a fair run. He's a fit horse. 9 days later, Cabello Matsanyani rides for Sean Terry. I'd give him the benefit of the doubts of being my top selection in race number 6, but again with no confidence. 9 Kalahari Blue, we'll have to wait and see who rides him. I have a feeling Diego de Gavale will end up on the son of Quirari, but we shall see. Over 1,200 metres, I think he's got more of a chance of what he had last time. And then 10 Grape Shot, disappointing last run, worth another chance. I don't know how many more chances we'll give number 10 Grape Shot, but I was keen on her when she won her penultimate start, so I'm going to back up with her again. D's, that's the case. There are 10 runners. You can make a case for all of them. And Kotinos, that's the horse I've left out of talking about. Kotinos, for him, either runs a big race or runs no race. There's no in between with number 8, Kotinos. If he's in the mood, he can be dangerous. If he's not in the mood, he'll be tailed off.
Well, it's not often that Alistair Cohen goes to the entire field when we do this preview, so I suspect that this could be as wide as possible, maybe even the field here when that pick 6 comes up in race number 6. Race number 7, the penultimate race on the card. It's over 1,000 meters. Fillies and Mares, 92 handicap. And how are they betting here? Well, number 2 is at 3-1. Then we are on to number 4 at 5-1. Number 5 at 5-2. And number 7 at 18-10. Just an observation. Some may say, well, it's just a useless piece of information, but it may just press the refresh button if you went for this filly when she won. She won on the 15th of December, 2022, Alistair, and this is just a day before it becomes a year, 364 days. Where did she win, you may ask? Well, she won at the Vaal. What distance was it? It was 1,000 meters. So it is at the Vaal. It's over 1,000 meters. It's a day short of 1 year. If it's pressed the refresh button and you backed her that day, Rose for Trippy, that's going to be my outsider in the field. Number 3, Rose for Trippy.
Well, this is my banker race, D's, and it's the horse that's coming from the port, and that's number 2, Troppo Veloce. I hear what you say about Rose for Trippy. I'm a few times bitten and a few times shy with his daughter, Trippy. Her antics at the start seem to be ironed out, but she's still not putting it all together. And I see no reason why Woman of Power, despite being worse off at the weights, much worse off at the weights, I see no reason why a progressive Woman of Power will suddenly finish behind number 3, Rose for Trippy, especially with the progress the Mike de Kock trained runner is making. But I like number 2, Troppo Veloce here, D's. I like her a lot. Her run in the Magnolia, or what is now called the Carry On Alice Stakes, for me was punching well above her weight. She got given £2 for being beaten by Mrs. Browning, but that was her first foray at feature race level this season. There's been support for her. I worked at the Vaal on the 26th of October when she beat Miston Scotland, and I did not like her coming off a layoff, but after I saw her, the way she went down to the start and the filly that she's become, I'm filled with confidence that she's going to win a few races this season. Again, to what level, I'm not sure, but I think that she's got a good degree of quality, number 2, Troppo Veloce. I know that she gives weight away. I know that she opposes some promising horses in the 5 of Virginia Beach and 7 Women of Power, but I think number 2, Troppo Veloce, if Virginia Beach and Women of Power are going to get to feature race level, I think Troppo Veloce is going to get there first. So I'm bullish on her chances. Terry's yards come to life. Samango Kamalo takes her out. I love it when they team up. They know each other so well. I think this daughter of Rafif, the early money that's on her, I think is justified. She's carded to run for what it's worth. She's carded to run again on Sunday in a graduation plate. So Sean Terry's making sure that she gets up. The indication that I get, knowing Sean the way that I do, he's confident that she's in a good space and she's ready to go well.
We've got some confidence coming through here for number 2, Troppo Veloce in race number 7. Alistair Cohen suggesting that this is going to be the banker in his pick 6. So that will be a nice reduce of the cost of the perm with these 8 runners go to post, because they are betting tight at the top with number 7, Woman of Power, 18-10, 5 Virginia Beach at 5-2, and Troppo Veloce, the 3rd pick in the betting market at 3-1. On to the lucky last, Fillies and Mares, 76 handicap. It's over 1,000 meters. And this race, the betting Well, Trent Mayhew will not be riding number 1 Inventrix. We'll wait for that replacement. That's at 7-2. Number 2 at 4-1. 3 at 9-2. 4 at 6-1. 5 at 5-1. 6 at 6-1. The scratching here at the time of recording is number 7. And then number 8 is at 7-1. So we got the banker. It's arrived. Troppe Veloce in race number 7. How do we remain confident that this pick 6 is ours? How many horses?
4 horses. These without being confident on any of the 4, much like an earlier race, I think it's easier to rule out than include in this race. And one of the horses that I've left out because I've run out of patience with her is one of my favorites, number 9, Fennec Fox. So I'm pretty sure you being Dee's Dinant, you'll say, no, we're not leaving out number 9, Fennec Fox for all the times I've been with her. I've run out of patience, so if the punters and followers are going to put number 9, Fennec Fox, and feel free, and then share the winnings with me afterwards, because I will be depressed as anything if she were to win. 1, 2, 6, and 8. 1, 2, 6, and 8 for me. First choice. At a stretch, number 6, Nettleton. Diego de Gavea takes a ride. She hung across the course last time. I think it's key that she's going back to 1,000 meters. Reason being, she's been ridden cold in her last few runs, and I'm not sure that that's the way for her. When she won earlier on in her career, despite beating a pretty moderate field on that occasion, she still came out with a lot of alacrity and awareness. She's been lightly raced. I think that she's a bit sharper than what they're riding her at the moment, so it's a bit of a stab in the dark with number 6, Nettleton, but I like the way that she won last time out, keeping her stable companion, chasing happiness at bay. Like I said, am I confident in her being the be-all and end-all in the final race? The answer to that is no, but she is by tense to first selection because I think she can step up through the ladder. Midnight Fusion, to a lesser extent, the Troppe Veloce a race earlier. She's fairly progressive. Third run after rest, Kamalo takes her out for Tarry again. Her 2 runs back have been pleasing enough to give her the benefit of the doubt over this level. She's part owned by Pierre Stradum. Pierre suspended, so I'm sure he would love to ride this daughter of Rafif, but Striker and Kamalo are good mates. I'm sure there'll be a phone call before racing to tell Samanga, not that Pierre needs the money, but to help out with a few Christmas presents before the meeting, or before Christmas. Number 1 Inventrix just finds herself in good form. Remains to be seen who rides her. At the time of recording, no jockey declared on number 1 Inventrix. I liked her more with a 4-kilo claim than what I'm ultimately going to like her with the replacement jockey. And then number 8, Beat It Gown. I don't think she's far away from winning. That's the bottom line. She's obviously, she is what she is. What you see is what you get. She's a trier. She probably lacks an ability like many others in this race, but I put number 8, Beat It Gown, in because, like I said, I don't think she's all that far away from winning. Very, very tricky card. The more I've gone through it, please God, Troppe Veloce can do us a favor, because the day actually just totally revolves around her.
1, 2, 6, and 8. At the time of recording, 10 runners go to post, with 7 being a scratching. We can afford 1 more because we'll stick with that rule. And I'm going to take the blame for this. If 9 Phoenix Fox wins, good luck. But the runner I'm going to include, Alistair, is number 3, War Queen. So we're going to go with 5 runners there in the last 1, 2, 3, 6, and 8. If you're looking to include 1 more, number 3, War Queen, gets my vote. But let's have a look at that pick 6, Alistair, that you've suggested. It's up on screen.
Okay, so the pick 6 begins in race number 3. That gets underway at 1:30. It's a late start just before the long weekend, as you mentioned, with the Hollywoodbets Cape Guineas coming up on Saturday. By the way, expecting over 15,000 people at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth on Saturday. I cannot wait for that. So here's my pick 6 in the first leg, race number 3, 2, 9, and 12, Kiss of Fire, 9 More Than All, and 12, Sylvan Lady. Second leg, 4, 7, and 11. It was 10, but I've replaced 10 Storm Brasco with number 11, Lady Greensleeves. Then I've gone 1, 5, and 7 in race 5, which is leg 3, by Field in race 6, by Banker number 2, Troppe Veloce, and then 1, 2, 6, and 8, but bracketed with number 3, War Queen, as the backup courtesy of the host Dee's Dinant.
Yeah, I think that is it. And take note, 4, 7, and 10 with 10 Tom Brasco at Storm Brasco. That is in race number 4, who will be a scratching, having won midweek. Alistair's replaced that with number 11. And as he suggested, if you want to include 1 more and just stick to that rule that we've gone with, which is half the field, and maybe number 3, which is Lucky Houdelakis and Craig Zaki there in race number 8, which is War Queen. Alistair, as always, it's been an absolute pleasure. This will be my last preview with you before the long weekend, and All the best, and all the best to yourself and Cape Racing over the weekend. It is a big day coming up this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, thank you so much, Dees. Enjoy the long weekend, and that goes for all the punters. It's actually a good time to have a long weekend as we wind down what has been quite a 2023 for all of us. But yeah, looking forward to this weekend. It's going to be magical at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, and I'm hoping that on Thursday at the Vaal it sets punters up on the right track. It won't be easy, but if we come out on the other side alive and dust free, then I think the weekend's going to be a big one.
It's a bit of everything with regards to selections, some fancied horses, some big outsiders, and a pick six perm that Alistair Cohen has suggested. You can use it as a skeleton and add your numbers to that as well, or just play it straight as given to you on the show. From the entire team at Gallop TV, Alistair Cohen, myself, Dees Dynan, you have a blast, find all the winners, and hopefully it turns out to be a very successful Thursday on this 14th of December to you, the valued racing fan. Until we meet again, you take care. Salani Gasle.